When legendary drummer Neil Peart passed away in January 2020 after a private battle with brain cancer, many fans believed it was the end of an era. For nearly 5 decades, Peart wasn't just the drummer of Rush, he was one of the band's greatest songwriters, a master lyricist, and the creative force behind countless unforgettable songs. His loss left a hole that seemed impossible to fill. For Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, losing Neil meant losing more than a bandmate. They had shared the stage, the studio, and their lives with him for over 40 years. In the years that followed, both men repeatedly said there would never be another Rush. They weren't interested in replacing Neil, because to them, he simply couldn't be replaced. But something unexpected happened. As time passed, Geddy and Alex slowly rediscovered the joy of making music together. Instead of trying to recreate the past, they began looking toward the future. Along the way, one musician stood out in a remarkable way: world-renowned drummer Anika Nilles. Known for her incredible technique, musical creativity, and deep respect for Neil Peart's work, Nilles earned admiration from musicians around the world long before she ever shared a stage with Rush's surviving members. Her approach wasn't about imitation, it was about honoring the spirit of musical excellence that Neil represented. That connection would eventually become part of the emotional journey surrounding the 50-something tour, where fans witnessed not just great performances, but a powerful reminder that while legends may leave us, their influence can continue through the people they inspire. But how did Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Anika Nilles arrive at this moment together? The answer begins with years of grief, healing, and one unforgettable performance that changed everything. The years immediately following Neil Peart's passing were incredibly difficult for Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson. In interviews, both musicians spoke openly about their grief and admitted that it was hard to imagine making music without the friend who had stood beside them since the mid-1970s. For them, Rush wasn't just a successful band, it was a lifelong partnership built on trust, creativity, and friendship. Even though Rush had officially ended touring in 2015 after the R40 tour, Neil's death made it clear that the band's story had reached its final chapter. Geddy and Alex repeatedly emphasized that Rush could never continue with another drummer. Neil wasn't simply the person keeping time. He was a primary lyricist whose words gave many of the band's songs their heart and meaning. Still, music has a remarkable way of helping people heal. Rather than forcing themselves back into the spotlight, Geddy and Alex took things one step at a time. Alex continued recording and collaborating with other artists, while Geddy focused on writing his memoir, My Effin' Life, reconnecting with fans by sharing stories from Rush's incredible journey. As they slowly began performing together again at special events, something became clear. The chemistry between them had never disappeared. Fans could see the same smiles, the same musical conversations, and the same friendship that had always defined Rush. Those moments weren't about replacing the past, they were about celebrating everything Neil had helped create. Then another name kept appearing in conversations among musicians and fans alike: Anika Nilles. Her reputation as one of the world's most creative drummers was growing rapidly, and before long, her path would cross with Geddy and Alex in a way that few people expected. By this point, Anika Nilles had already earned worldwide respect for her unique style, technical precision, and musical creativity. Through her original performances, educational videos, and work with top musicians, she built a reputation as a drummer who combined extraordinary skill with genuine musicality. Instead of trying to copy Neil Peart's legendary playing, Anika developed a voice that was completely her own. That originality was one of the reasons so many musicians admired her. She understood that honoring Neil didn't mean imitating every fill or every solo. It meant approaching the instrument with the same dedication, curiosity, and commitment to constant improvement that made Neil one of the greatest drummers in rock history. When Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson began appearing at charity concerts and special live performances after Neil's passing, they invited different drummers to join them. Each drummer brought a unique style while treating Rush's music with enormous respect. These performances showed that the songs could still be celebrated without pretending anyone could replace Neil. As Geddy and Alex continued exploring new musical possibilities, Anika's name naturally entered the conversation among fans. Her combination of technical excellence, professionalism, and deep appreciation for Rush's catalog made her an exciting presence whenever people imagined who could perform alongside the surviving members. More importantly, Anika herself has always spoken about the importance of respecting the legacy of great drummers rather than trying to become copies of them. That philosophy closely matched Geddy and Alex's own belief. Neil Peart's place in Rush is permanent and irreplaceable. As excitement around the 50-something tour continued to grow, fans started asking the same question. Could this new chapter become more than just another series of concerts? Could it become a heartfelt celebration of Neil's lasting influence on everyone who stepped onto the stage? The answer would soon become clear, and the emotional response from audiences would exceed almost everyone's expectations. When audiences gathered for performances associated with the 50-something tour, they weren't expecting a Rush reunion. Geddy Lee and Lifeson had made it clear that Rush ended with Neil Peart. Instead, fans came to celebrate great music, lifelong friendships, and the passion that had always connected these legendary musicians. Every appearance carried an emotional weight. The moment Geddy's unmistakable bass lines filled the room or Alex's signature guitar tone rang out, memories of Rush naturally came rushing back. Yet there was never an attempt to erase the past or pretend Neil's absence didn't matter. His presence was felt precisely because everyone on stage acknowledged the role he played in creating that music. For Anika Nilles, sharing the stage in this atmosphere meant balancing confidence with humility. Rather than copying Neil's every move, she approached each performance as herself, a drummer inspired by his legacy but committed to bringing her own musical voice. That authenticity resonated with audiences. Fans appreciated that she honored Neil's spirit through preparation, musicianship, and respect, instead of imitation. The chemistry between Geddy, Alex, and Anika also reflected something deeper. It showed that music can continue to evolve while still honoring its roots. Neil's influence wasn't frozen in the past. It lived on in every musician who pursued excellence, embraced creativity, and played with genuine passion. Night after night, fans responded with standing ovations, not because they believed Neil had been replaced, but because they recognized they were witnessing a heartfelt tribute to everything he stood for. It became a celebration of resilience, friendship, and the timeless power of Rush's music. But perhaps the most moving moments happened away from the spotlight, where Geddy and Alex shared honest reflections about the friend they still missed every single day.